recapping the admin notes. This week on December 4th, patch number 4 came out. This was for both PC and console. And they added a new bit of content in the form of an aesthetic from Dragon Age 2. This isn't Dragon Age Origins or Inquisition. This is Dragon Age 2, the sequel, where they added in Hawk's outfit, the main character from Dragon Age 2. So it's got the dragon scale pauldron and the sleeveless look for the armor aesthetic, and it also comes with body paint and face paint because Hawk always had those black raccoon eyes looking things around his eyes. So they have fixed all of that up, and it's in there. I haven't seen that in the update here, but maybe we'll see it today. They also added a couple of new complexions if you've chosen to play as a Qunari. More choice, always a good thing. For quality of life, they've made some improvements to photo mode due to flashing light and strobe effects, and that sort of stuff. And that was brought up by a few content creators, and they've now updated photo mode to better account for that. They've added some new settings in there and some things like that to better improve photo mode. And then they added a bunch of bug fixes, and there's about 20 to 25 here in the patch notes. I'm not going to go through them. Feel free to go to EA's website or to Steam or Epic or wherever you got the game from. I'm sure they'll have the update notes there. But they did fix a couple of quest blockers. 2 quests that we have not gotten to yet, which I'm glad they fixed them. I didn't encounter the blockers in my off-stream playthrough, but good thing that they're fixed, so in case we did them here, they've now been taken care of. So a little bit of aesthetic content and some new changes, and that went live on December 4th. On PC, it was about an 18.5 gigabyte download, if I remember right. So it's pretty big, not as big as patch 2, but still pretty good size. So make sure you have your game updated to take effect of all of this stuff. So I think that's it on our admin notes. So on the recap, at the end of last week's episode, we had finished up some explorations in Treviso and Docktown. And while we were in Docktown, we had killed a gate champion. And today, we're going to jump back in with exactly where that is, and we'll do this for the second time. And we'll be in the Converged city. Okay, so inside you can see we have the Gate of Lost Ages quest activated. So inside the Converged city here, you'll see that things have changed a little bit, and as you progress through the main storylines, the Converged city area here in the middle is going to change quite a bit with the spirits, and there have opened up 2 new things, and that's 2 new vendors, the first of which is over here. So this vendor here is going to sell some items, and these sell for the essence that you can pick up. And that's what the currency here to use with these vendors is, or vendors is for the items that are here. Okay, now if you're buying materials, you can buy them for gold, and you can buy all of the common materials here. As you progress through, the rarity of these is going to go up, and you'll be able to buy more materials. But there's also some items that you can purchase in here. Like I say, purchasing with the currency that you mean here, or that you get here. So just going to pick that up. And then as we move to the other side over here, there's a Wisp merchant. And you're going to see more of these appear as we upgrade and get farther through this. So again, there's another ring here I can buy. It's not stuff I'm going to use. But you can also pick up valuable items in here using this currency and then turn around and sell those for gold at the various vendors in the cities. Okay, so it's another way to get gold by transferring it from different types of items. I can also upgrade time-tested trappings here, it looks like, and I don't care about the aesthetics very much. Now you're going to be seeing more and more of these vendors pop up, and the rarity of the items that they're going to get are going to increase as we go. Okay, so always come back here to the Converged City to check and see what vendors are available and what items are available as you go through your playthrough. But we are heading over here to the Converged city, and we're going to insert the championesses, and this is going to open up a whole new section. Inside the Converged city. Okay? And we will upgrade the Caretaker's Workshop when we get back. It's going to open up a new fast travel point, and we get this.
They're dug in here. The Venatori must be after something nearby. Let's get it first.
Okay, and you can see that there's Venatori down here. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear them out. Oh, I got hit in midair. And I keep getting bad timing there on those guys. They keep hitting me right when I'm in midair. Okay, so let's deal with this one here. So we'll get a combo going with them. And then I'm going to get a pilfer here. Oh, jeez. Always loves to hit me in midair. There, he did it again. Put some health back here. And some more health back over here. They interrupted that attack from him. So yeah, I got really unlucky with the timing there. Was just constantly getting hit by the unblockable attacks out of the air. So let's go up here and look at this way first. Okay, and that's going to spawn in some more Venatori down below. Oh, come on. And it didn't interrupt that attack for some reason. Let's get some health back. All right. And killing that crystal up there opens up this crystal here. Now you have to be kind of careful. Some of these crystals are glitched into the polygons. So some of them can be a little hard to hit. So if you can't hit it, be a little patient. Try again, and if not, try and reposition yourself so you can get a different angle on it. Because your arrows are a little bit, even on PC, they're a little bit aim assisted. And that can kind of mess things up. So we're going to come back up here with Lucanus.
Easy.
Activate those stairs for the shortcut. Okay, we don't really need the Wanderer's coat right now. Okay, and then we'll hit tab here again. And that gets us over here. Now you don't need to be up here to unlock this. You can shoot this from down below to unlock the shortcut. Okay, and now all of the crystals down below should be open and more Venatori will have spawned.
Destroy them all!
Now's your chance. Nicely done, Rook.
Okay, so let's do a couple of other things here first. Okay, and there is a climb down area here with another tab.
Consider that.
Okay, and that will open up some medium armor for Balara. Straight ability damage increased by quite a bit. And fade-touched enemies will be nice coming up here in a little bit. We'll swap that out for her. Remember, those are timed. Don't go jumping on them, you'll fall in the pit. That's not a game over or anything, you just appear right back where you jumped. Okay, this just lets you know a little bit about the unknown artifact here, which we're about to deal with. Okay, so this one in particular can be a little glitched, but at least we hit it this time. Okay, now the one in the middle.
There. The Venatori can't
You
lock
see
us
the
out
gate
anymore.
opening up there.
Watch ahead.
Okay, and we have a new enemy to deal with. So I'm going to apply Weakened.
Take this shot.
Oh. That shouldn't have hit me. I was off to the side. Okay, so let's go ahead and... I'm not going to be able to detonate it for a while, so let's just do a pilfer here. Okay.
Now's your chance. I'm ready.
Did the Venatori build that?
Maybe from components they found here so they could seal up the doors.
Okay, so what that opened up was a couple of things. So let's go explore here first. Okay, so nothing new up here. The first thing is here. We have a new altar. Got another one on the far side over here. And there's one more, which I believe is up here. Yep. So that gives us another flat 100 health. Okay, so we're going to continue around this side. And here's what I meant by one of those ladders that you can shoot. And we're going to get into a fight here. Okay, so let's drop a combo here. What, am I stuck on something? I was just stuck on something there. So I wanted to get out of there as quick as I could. Okay. I'm out. I don't have enough momentum. So we'll just trigger... that. Now you can see that he's getting barrier and health back. Okay, if you give him a second to breathe, he'll regenerate. And there's a way to prevent that, but you don't have to. You can kill him fast enough where you don't need to worry about it. And we'll be able to do it here. Actually, I'll just get a pilfer. Okay, so you don't have to take out the crystals. But the big crystals inside here are... or the big crystal inside there is what's healing him. Okay, that's what it says. So, but you don't have to. Like I said, you could certainly do it like I did and just beat him down fast enough that you outpace the healing. Okay, so let's collect a few things here. We're not going to go through that gate yet, because there is another Fen Heral statue here.
And another Fen Heral altar.
And he's going to turn to the right. Okay, and you can see it up there. Can't get there yet. You have to head up this way. And we'll get into a fight here. Okay, so we got two different Magisters here. So We'll take care of the flame-cloaked Magister first. Should be able to do it.
Thank you.
Hitting us from range.
There. That's what the Venatori are after.
Okay, and here's the statue that they were guarding.
That wolf statuette. We've seen them before. Better keep it safe.
And there is something behind collecting those, and we'll see that in the lighthouse. Okay, and we did upgrade Storm Needle, it looks like. So we got plus 20% penetration on it. But it still doesn't have high enough damage to outdo the barbed longsword. And the stagger's really nice. So now we're going to come over here and hit tab.
As you wish.
And that gets us access to the Fenheral statue here. Okay. So now we can just head off here and we can head back through this gate. Now you can recognize where we were. This door was blocked off for us previously, but now we have access to it back into this area. Okay. So let's look at our skill points. So something else I want to start working my way toward is some motivation. We're going to be completely redoing our stats. Once we get to about level 25, we're going to be completely refunding all of these points and redoing how this works. The main goal for us is still to get up here to 1,000 cuts. 1,000 cuts, we're going to be able to get to a point where we can just spam this over and over and over again. And since you're in the middle of that animation that you see, you cannot be hit while you're in the middle of that animation. And that's going to be really important to how this playstyle builds out later. But as part of that, one of the things that we're also going to be doing is getting a build together that increases the maximum amount of arrows that we have. Right now, I think we might still be at 10, but we can quickly update that or upgrade that to 14 with gear, and then up to 16 with a couple of passives in here. And that would give us 4% more damage per your maximum arrow count. So that's going to give us another 64% damage by some motivation. So we're going to try and work our way over to that. Maximum momentum of plus 50 is good. That's going to be able to keep us above that 100 momentum bar longer, because after 100 momentum, one of these above 100 momentum, when you use a charged light attack, you bleed the target. And bleeding is something that we are also going to be focused on with this build. So I can't remember where it is in here. That's perfect defense. Yeah, somewhere in here is it's giving us that. Oh, there it is. Charged light attacks apply bleed while our momentum is 100 or higher. Okay, so getting us an additional 50 means that we can use 2 of our skills and then be only very slightly underneath of our momentum build to get back up to 100. So as for this, not really too worried about that. Lightning Flask I won't end up using, so I guess I might as well take the greater passive here. And then we'll move down towards some motivation. Okay, so as far as the rest of the area here, we look at our map, we've gotten all the chests that are in here. We've explored the areas that are around here, so we are done inside of this area now. Heading back out here, we might get a Venator respawn. No, it doesn't look like we did. Okay, so there's nothing else that we need here. So, one thing that I showed on screen a little bit ago is when you're looking at the world map, you see something a little bit odd, and that is that I have a 3-star allied strength with the Antivan Crows. So I want to explain this because it's something very important that gets ready for the choice, and I'm not going to spoil that yet. There's a point here where either the Shadow Dragons or the Antivan Crows, their locations and their available quests and their vendors is going to entirely change. And we want to be prepared for that eventuality. We want to buy as much as we can from a particular vendor before that vendor disappears. Now, there is a time much later on down the storyline, or down the main quest line, where you will open up the Black Emporium here in the Crossroads, and you'll be able to buy those items that we're missing. But if you can get them now, then go ahead and do it. But getting strength with them means that you have to sell items to that vendor. And that means you need to collect a bunch of valuables, and then you also have to have the gold to buy those items from the vendor. So how do you do that? Well, the answer to that is through a gold farm. And you can go online and you can look. There are several different gold farms, which all claim to have some ludicrous amount of gold per hour and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to show you one, the one that I used, and multiple content creators have found this, so I don't want to credit everybody because I don't know who found it originally. But for me, that is in Docktown. So we're just going to go demonstrate how I got this strength here and the gold that I got to be able to buy the items, just so that you'll know of one way to do it. But feel free to go on YouTube and search for Dragon Age gold farms or valuable farms, and you'll see kind of the multiple different places you can go do this. Okay. So I'm just going to fast travel to Docktown real quick. Okay, and the place you need to go is on level 3. Okay, you'll have opened up this beacon here in your second set of explorations. After Docktown becomes open for exploration, you'll be able to open up this beacon. So it's really early on in your explorations here in Docktown. Okay, so this is the beacon that we want to go to. And as soon as you spawn in, you're going to turn to the right. And that's the corridor down there that you want to go to. And that's going to lead you into this area here. Okay. Now for the rogue, this makes it pretty easy. I have not explored this with the mage or the warrior, but the rogue, when you dodge, you have your weapons out when you do it. And even when you're running and you do that roll dodge, your weapons are still out. So what you can do with the dodge is you can come up to these racks and just dodge into them. and you'll see that you're breaking everything on the bottom 2 levels. Okay? And just do that for everything in here, and you do this area because there's a high concentration of breakable items. Whoops. Okay, and when you're done, you should have all the bottom 2 levels of all of these racks completely broken and empty. Okay, you can go and destroy every single little thing in here. It's just a waste of time. This will take you less than 15 seconds to do that entire run of breaking them. Okay? Once you've broken them, you don't fast travel out of here. You save your game, and then you load that game. Now that's going to load you right back at that waypoint. And you immediately turn right and run back into this room. And you can do it all again. Okay? And I'll just kind of do one here at full speed. And if you leave a container on one of these racks, it's not that big a deal. Okay, so don't go back just for one set. Okay, so then reload and redo it. And what you end up with, I take a minute and 15 seconds, not 15 seconds, a minute and 15 seconds. So what you end up with is every 5 minutes, you can do 4 of these runs, which means 8 runs in every 10 minutes, which means 48 of these runs per hour. Okay? Now, per 10-minute run that you do, which is 8 runs through this, you end up with give or take 2,000 gold and give or take 200 to 250 faction rep. Okay, and the way that you get gold out of that is that you can see that we're still, we've already picked them up, but it's just showing us the gold, the materials, and the valuables that you find in those breakables. Okay, they're popping up in the bottom right-hand corner.
How about a paint?
The thing that dominates that list is the number of flawless crystals you get. Flawless crystals, you can then come to this merchant and you can sell them
All handmade.
for different materials, or you can buy gold with flawless crystals. So here we can buy 7 of them. We've got 75 and it costs 10. We're going to get 60 gold. So there's 6 times we can do this, or 7 times we can do this. That's 420 gold here. Okay, and you can just do it over and over and get rid of all of your flawless crystals. And that will get you gold. Okay. And then, again, I'm going to be able to upgrade or buy these ring upgrades. I left a few things in here. Otherwise, I've cleared out most of the vendors. In Docktown, I haven't, because Docktown's going to remain unchanged.
You're always welcome to.
Okay, and then you can fast travel over to Treviso. And all of those valuables that you picked up, you can go to the vendor and you can sell the valuables here.
I'll keep you stocked.
And you can see just out of that little run, we've got 135 faction rep here and 452 gold that we're going to get from selling these valuables. Okay, now we don't want to sell them here because we want to use those valuables to get the faction rep somewhere else. We've maxed out the faction rep here with the Antivan Crows. And then you go in and you upgrade the shop as much as you can. And as you upgrade it, you'll be able to unlock more things to buy. Now for me, I've bought everything here all the way up through and including level 3. Level 4 is the last level here for the shop. And there are a few items, including the plumage of the Mad Crow, okay, which you can buy here. Okay, and a memento for shopkeeper power. But to upgrade to rank 4, I need these. I need 15 of these. You need 5 of them. You need 20 total. You need 5 of them to get to rank 3, and then 15 to get to rank 4. These are like Verlathan's Tears, something like that close. You only get these as a random small percentage drop when you pick up Heartwood in Arlathan Forest, or from Strong, I'm trying to remember which enemy it is, demon enemies. Okay. So we need to be on the lookout for those tiers as we go through the playthrough up until the choice. I don't think we're going to get that many. I spent some upgrading some armor and that sort of stuff, which I shouldn't have. I should have tried to save it all up. Because this shop is by far the hardest to get to rank 4 before the choice. So if you make a choice and this shopkeeper goes away, you're going to miss out on the stuff here at shop rank 4. He'll disappear, you won't be able to find him. You'll have to wait until the Black Emporium opens to buy these items. And that's because these tiers are a rare drop. The other shop that might go away is the Docktown shop. But that one you can upgrade using materials that you can just buy from vendors right now. You cannot buy these from any vendors at this point in the game. You can only buy them from vendors after you've progressed the main quest line past the choice. Okay? So upgrading the Treviso shop, if you're going to do it, don't waste any of your tiers. Save them all up, all the way up to this point, in the hopes that you get 20 of them, and you can upgrade this shop to max rank 4 and buy all of the items from it. If you're planning to save you're planning to save Treviso, then you would do the same method with the Docktown vendor and upgrade their shop to max and buy everything from that vendor. I'm going to sacrifice the Treviso vendor. That's why I've maxed him out, or the faction rep up here. I had just forgotten that I needed more of the Venedal's Tears, or whatever they are here, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get them. But we'll keep our eye out. There's nowhere to farm them other than me spending literally hundreds of hours trying to pick up Heartwood in Arlathan Forest, and I'm not about to go do that. that just is not going to happen. So if I sacrifice the shop, I sacrifice the shop. I'll be able to get it back later. So let's go look at our quest line, and we still need to do Coffee with the Crows. This is important if you're going to sacrifice Treviso later on. This quest, you can miss it. Okay? So you need to be able to do as many of the side quests and companion quests as you can before you make that choice, whether it be Docktown or Treviso, because some quests will disappear. So we're going to track this. We can see where it is here. on our map, and we'll head to this beacon here. The other thing that I've done here in Treviso is the marketplace. The marketplace is going to be devastated after Treviso is done. So I have spent my gold talking to all of the merchants here and getting all of the items. Now there are certain things like decor and appearances that I might not have picked up. Okay? And this is a legendary valuable item. You can sell it and get a lot of rep for it. But for the most part, all of the vendors in here, and there are quite a few, have all been cleared out of items and mementos. We did a few mementos during the stream last week.
Greetings.
But there are some appearance items which I don't really care about. Decor, which I don't really care about. The rest of it is valuable items that you can purchase, and I don't need to purchase any of those.
From all over.
And like I say, there are quite a few vendors up here, so make sure you've gotten them all. Just some appearance items. Don't care about. And there's one more set of vendors over here. Again, have bought her completely out. So this is what you spend your gold on. Buy out all of the vendors that are in the area that you're going to sacrifice.
Good day to you.
So that way you're not missing out on any item upgrades that they sell.
Each piece is an investment.
So now we'll go over here and we'll have coffee with the crows.
Come on, Ilario will meet us at Cafe Pietra. It's not that far from here. We have time before he arrives. I wouldn't mind looking around a while. The markets are running. Good. I need to get some things while we're here. Treviso. I barely had time to look around when we returned from the ossuary.
This place, does it feel very different?
In some ways, more than I expected. But then, perhaps it's me. Ah, here.
A potted plant?
For Harding's garden. Spearmint is supposed to calm bad dreams. It's good in desserts, too.
So, you and Ilario are cousins?
Yes, but we're more like brothers. Katarina took us both in, a long time ago now. Here's the place. Bellara mentioned the daily seafood recipe she wants to make.
The demon of Virantium is grocery shopping for the team.
Have you seen what they eat? It's a miracle you didn't all starve before you hired me.
When we met, it didn't seem like Ilario and Katarina were close.
It was hard to be close to her, even for me. And I was her favorite. A good selection. Fresh fruit. Nev only eats fried fish. You'd think a detective would have discovered scurvy by now.
Is that everything on the list?
Yes. And Ilario should be here by now. Let's go before he gets himself in trouble.
Okay, so again, this is another reason why this quest will not be able to be completed later on, is because this marketplace is devastated. There is an optional here.
You can't buy something for everyone but yourself. Here, this is for you.
A wyvern-toothed dagger? I loved wyverns as a boy. Katarina would never let me have one of these, though.
Because, like I say, this whole marketplace is no longer a marketplace after the choice has been made. So...
Cafe Pietra is just ahead.
That's where we're meeting your cousin? Why not the casino?
House Cantori has many talents. Making coffee is not one of them.
Okay, so we'll do a little bit of searching around here. There's not a whole lot in here. But there are a couple of things.
Finally. I thought you might leave me here all by my lonesome.
Please. You think I'd ever pass up Cafe Pietra's coffee?
You see, Rook, my cousin is all stomach and no heart.
Don't mind him. Ilario cannot appreciate anything but himself. They serve a specialty roast here, Andoral's breath. Bitter and sweet, like a kiss goodbye. You should try it.
You just described my dream cup of coffee. So, have we done enough three crows in a coffee shop chatting about nothing to bore the spies?
Just about. The most persistent one gave up when Lucanis started getting all romantic about the roasts.
It's a very good roast. So, you have something?
The crows I sent after Sarah have picked up her trail. They say she's gone to Varantium.
I have a friend who's very good at finding people.
Katerina was first Talon. This is crow business. We can handle it.
Apparently not. Your lead is no good, cousin.
You have better information?
We're compromised. There's no other way Zara could even touch Katerina. You need your eyes here, in Antiva.
Zara would never be foolish enough to stay. Not with you out for blood.
Of course she would. If the crows protecting her are here.
Rook, reason with him, would you? He's being paranoid.
I am not paranoid. She came after me. She came after Katerina. She will come for you too.
If it'll make you feel better, I'll clean house, all right? Leave it to me.
Okay, so that kind of confirms something.
He's gone.
Of course he is. Ilario always caves under pressure.
Kind of confirms something I've been saying, that this whole thing sounds a little suspicious. There's got to be somebody inside. I think I know who it is. But we'll see what they end up saying.
Zora's not gonna get Ilario, and she's not getting away with anything she's done. I promise.
Don't promise. But thank you.
So are you glad to be back in Antiva?
It doesn't feel real yet. And it wasn't this fool of Anton when I left.
I haven't gotten used to it either.
They say taste and smell awaken our strongest memories. For so long, memories were all I had. But whatever the circumstances, the here and now is a much finer place to be. How's your coffee?
Strong enough to take down a god. Ready to head back to the lighthouse?
Almost.
Okay, and that's going to finish up the Coffee with the Crows quest. Okay, again, one of those important companion quests you need to do before the choice. And he got a good upgrade to Crow Keeper here. So this portion of Crow Keeper is going to become very important. We're at much later down the line, we're going to be critting with every attack we make, which means that every hit is going to apply bleeding. They're going to very quickly get enemies to maximum bleeding stacks, and they're also then going to be afflicted with necrosis, which we can then start stacking up using our attacks after that. It's going to be an affliction build, in case y'all are wondering, and we're going to be stacking all 5 of the afflictions. Now, we won't max stack all of the 5 afflictions. We're going to be max stacking probably 3 of them, if I had to guess. But Lucanus is going to be with us at that point of the build, and his gear is going to be crucial in helping us maintain those stacks. He and Harding are going to be the two final party members, quote unquote. Two rogue types in there, and they're both going to be spamming me with adrenaline or with enhanced damage. And that's going to also help us apply more stacks, and you'll see that much later. But Pro Keeper is a very important part of this as we get it upgraded. Okay, so everything here, yeah, we've looked at the Gate of Deep Sorrows. We're not going to go there yet. Now, the recommended level's 30. It's a level 25 demon that pops out. I beat him at level 20, but it was a royal pain. And I'm not going to go through that on stream. So then here we got a couple of pieces of gear that upgraded themselves. Some electricity resistance. Barrier damage from projectile abilities. Not something we're going to focus on right now. We also have something in here. It might be a ring. No, not yet. Okay. So again, as we make our way through the skill tree over there, we want to start upping the amount of arrows that we have. And we're going to have items that are going to help us upgrade that as well. But for right now, the 10% final damage and charged attack damage is very, very useful to us. And yeah, we already looked at Storm Needle. Okay, so as far as the quests go, nothing else is going to be available to us. This is, like I say, level 30. Regrets of the Dreadwolf, you can only do 3 out of the 5 up to this point. That's why it says recommended level 5 to 40. The last 2 are going to be further along in the Crossroads, and you need to be higher level to get there. So In Peace Vigilance is the next quest, and like I said earlier, the quest In Peace Vigilance itself is not the choice. However, the choice is made immediately after In Peace Vigilance completes, and you cannot skip it. There is no way, once you start In Peace Vigilance, there's no way to avoid the choice. So make sure that you have done all of your companion quests and all of that sort of stuff before you start In Peace Vigilance. And with that in mind, we're going to head back to the lighthouse and just check everybody and make sure that we don't have any outstanding conversations to be had. And it does say that the Caretaker's Workshop can be upgraded. And see, we have a couple of conversations here that we can have. So let's go see if we have any more side quests to do before we get into that quest. So first, we'll go look at the Caretaker shop. Okay, so looks like this must be the new items. Yep. Okay, so these are the new appearances. You can see down the bottom right, Kirkwall's Finest. So we picked up a new armor appearance. So we can upgrade the shop rank here. So we're going to rank that up. As far as upgrades, so you can see some of they all took these materials. And I've been doing upgrades for these for a bit. So I probably used up enough that I had enough of the Venethal's Tears to, or again, I know that's not right, but whatever the name of them is, it starts with a V and it's got tears in it. I probably have spent enough of these that I know I should have been able to upgrade the shop. I'm not going to go back in time on my save files that far to replay all of this to get me back to this point where I've upgraded the shop. So I'm going to miss out on some things until the Black Emporium shows up. nothing that at this stage of the game is going to break anything. It just would have been really nice to have them. But yeah, if you get them, save them up, and don't upgrade your items using them like I have, because it's either 2 or 3. Some of your weapons normally take the Fade Touch crystals, which is what those are. But your armor is almost exclusively based on those tiers. So I think the chest pieces are 3. Or no, it looks like 2. So, yeah. I've spent enough of them that I know I probably could have saved the shop. But since I can't, we'll just move on here. And let's go over and talk to Nev first.
This was with my things. It looks like your handwriting. I didn't read it. Well, a couple of words. I thought it might be one of mine. I don't even know how it got there.
It's those wisps. I need more wards.
Oh, I can help with that.
I started this. I'll deal with it.
I don't know. I think they're cute.
So cute.
They didn't steal your notes.
Maybe they like you.
Do you follow the chantry? The pendant. I noticed it's Andrastian.
I barely keep the holidays. It's from an old job.
Oh, which one? Maybe I read about it in a Timenter paper.
I'm barely in the papers.
Oh, but when you are, it's on the edge of something exciting. What about that one story with the demon, the diamond, and the deadbeat magister? Oh, they mentioned you twice.
That was a hit piece.
So you can see there's obviously a further developing storyline with her and the Andrastian Chantry.
Oh, that's awful.
It was against the Magister. I was the footnote.
Still.
The job got done. Of course, it would have gone smoother, but the client ratted me out to the demon.
What?
It's always something. Funny how that didn't make the print. Tell me you read the rest of the paper too?
Oh, yes. Sometimes they have these stories, serials. They're thrilling, except they come out in pieces. I only see a few papers a year. I never know how the stories end.
These papers are from Minrathous, right? I'm guessing there's blood magic, murder, tears.
That checks out.
Who's the second most innocent character? 10 gold says they're the killer.
What about the most innocent?
I don't know. They die?
What?
All right, Belle. You get me the name of your cereal, I'll try and track the ending. Just don't say we didn't warn you. I'd like to go back anyway. Spend time in Docktown, pick up gossip.
One company?
Why not? Ready to go when you are.
And that's going to open up a new side quest for us, which we will certainly do, a study of Docktown. Then we'll head in here and we'll talk to Lucanus again. Balara leveled up.
Rook, do you have a minute?
Of course. Something wrong?
Thea wants to meet.
Any day you spend with the 7th Talon is a good day.
She wants to plan Katerina's funeral.
Oh, right.
If you don't mind, I could use some backup. In case Spike gets out of hand.
Let's not keep Taya waiting.
Okay, and that's going to open up Bidding Farewell, and we're going to track that one. Because we are going to go back and finish up... We're going to finish up both of these quests. Before we go to Docktown to deal with the choice quest. But for now, let's head back to Treviso, and we'll talk to Taya. We're going to take Lucanus and Balara again.
back suits you. Your tone has much improved since we last met. Good, you're here.
Thank you for making the arrangements, Dea.
For Katerina? How could I do otherwise? I'm so sorry, Lucanis. This must be such a blow. Rook, thank you for coming with him. I need Juan de la Muerte to plan this. His cousin has been no help at all.
I'm sorry, Dea. This is just too much right now.
If there's anything I can do, just say the word.
You're always such a dear. You certainly didn't learn that from Viago.
Dea, don't flirt with my colleague.
Jealous? Fine. To business, then. There's a lot to plan. But first, I need the ashes.
Ashes?
Make it help us. Yes, the ashes. Katerina's ashes. From the cremation?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll get them to you right away.
Ilario, what happened?
What do you mean?
Katerina, how? How did the Venatori get to her? When? Where? In the estate? In the city? How did they get past our people? What did they use? Poison? Blades? I need to know.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
I'm not dwelling. Zara killed the first Talon. I have to know how if I'm going to stop her.
I told you, I'm handling it.
Boys, enough of this. We have other things to discuss.
My apologies, Andrea. Continue without me. I'll get you the ashes.
How are you holding up?
I'll be fine. Better once we kill Zara Renata. It's him I'm worried about.
Hilario can be a handful. But this? The only time I've seen him like this was when Lucanis died. You're worrying, aren't you? What will people say if they hear the demon of Virantium has a big, soft heart?
He's been careless at times, but never when his own life was on the line. Zara took down the first Talon. Anyone could be next. And my cousin doesn't want to think about it?
You have a point. It's not like Hilario to ignore a knife coming at him.
What do you need from me for the funeral?
Come. I'll get us some drinks and we can make the arrangements.
Our house owes you for handling all of this.
Katerina was family. Can you imagine what she'd say if she saw us all like this?
She'd be furious, especially at Hilario, as usual.
How did you stay on her good side?
What good side?
To hear Katerina tell it, Lucanis can do no wrong.
It's easy to look good standing next to my cousin.
I'll have my people keep an eye on him for you.
Thank you, Dea.
Go on. I'll let you know if something comes up.
But things are starting to get a little more suspicious around Ilario. And that's who I suspect is the insider here. But again, we'll kind of see if that plays out, because I'm not even there in my personal playthrough. We'll see if that plays out. And that finishes up that particular quest. So now we have a study of Docktown. And remember, Ballara did level up here. So we're going to make sure that we upgrade her Fade Bolts. The damage versus barrier is going to be really nice. The critical damage is nice, but we don't really get a lot of crits right yet. Not until we can start guaranteeing those.
I just got news from Ventus.
Okay, now I haven't bought anything or upgraded anything here. And that's because, like I said, I'm going to end up saving I'm going to end up saving
I'm sorry,
Docktown. So I don't need to upgrade their faction rep or their shop or anything like that right this minute, because it's going to be here all the while. However, I do want to upgrade them, so I might as well sell all of my stuff here to them and get some more faction rep. Okay, still not enough to get me up to level 2, and I believe, yeah, I still have some items here that I can upgrade. So I'll spend some of my gold here to do this. Those are the crystals, and I can get 1,000 of those. So I can come back here and buy the crystallized rune any time I want. I could buy them now with gold if I wanted to. Memento, definitely want. I'll end up buying the gift here as well. That takes 5. This takes 5. So if I buy 10, it's a waste of gold, really. But might as well do it while I'm here. Did that cost me 10? Oh, it might have cost me 10. But again, it is a waste of gold, but it's all cheap to me. All I have to do is go run around in that room for a little bit, and then just appearances left. Oh.
Till next time.
Okay, and this is going to be the companion quest that goes along with Nev. But first...
Hey, Brooke.
Don't touch the treasure.
Are we here for the Shadow Dragons?
I trade news with the Shadows, but it takes more than one source to get along here. Besides, I was doing this before they came knocking, before Varrett, too, right here in Docktown.
Do you miss Minrathous?
The Alluvia makes it easy to get to.
That's not an answer.
Look, I know what Minrathous is.
But it's home.
It doesn't let go easy. I'll give it that. Come on. There's paper sellers all over here.
Want to see if they got your name right?
Most papers don't say much, but read between the lines and you pick up a thing or two. I'm not here as much lately. I'll take what news I can get. Let's grab a few copies. We'll see if we can find Balara's cereals, too. All right, let's go.
So now these
So
vendors and
before
marketplace
Varrett,
people here,
before
you don't have to worry about
Shadows,
upgrading.
You worked for...
Same as now. People who find me and have jobs are worth taking. Docktown people, runaways, the desperate.
And you do this on your own?
I've got contacts, informants, people I cross paths with, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just me. Okay, keep an eye out for paper sellers. We'll start on the north side of Lower City.
How many do we need?
Don't worry, I'm paying. Let's get
And
started.
I don't have to upgrade these vendors because I'm going to end up saving Docktown, and this city's going to remain unchanged.
Right here.
We'll take a paper, thanks.
Okay, you don't have to read any of these.
This
There's
one
nothing.
quotes several magisters, several lies.
Okay, so now we're on our own.
The Shadows.
I'd worked with some of them before. Not that they were upfront about it.
What changed?
The Viper.
I was after a
More than
missing
one
person.
You're
The
reading
Viper
it
was hunting
first.
slavers. Our paths had the same end.
And your missing person?
Free and breathing when we finished. The Shadows brought me in after that.
So most of the time you work here alone. You like it that way?
Another
It's
rebellion? Here's what we know.
But you like us.
I've got a contact who works this area. Let's see if he's around.
What happened in Marnus Pell? First-hand account.
Okay, so now we're in follow mode.
You've got a good eye. I'm starting to think my good...
Okay. The charm's good against all manner of curses and manipulation. Fair price. And you won't find better in the Circle District.
You won't find better at the Circle, but you will off the docks. For half the price and twice the enchantment.
Nev.
Alec?
Oh, if you say it's... thanks. I'll pass. Sorry.
Hey, if I'd known, I would have told you. Come back next week. I'll buy another paper.
I write them myself. The Magisters. They don't print the truth.
Most honest thing I'll hear today. What about you? Is it something you're buying, my friend?
So we have an Antivan Crow option down here.
Rook. And not unless you deal in poison.
Me? You got the wrong guy. Although I could get you a name. What about you, Nev? You're not here for poison.
Just looking for gossip.
Not much that'd interest you.
We chased a relic through Docktown. The buyer was Venatori, but the smuggler belonged to the Thread Crime Syndicate. You're a thread?
We don't deal with cultists. Your smuggler broke the rules. She's out.
And the Venatori?
There's been more in Docktown. Boss says it's under control. But between us, I don't like it.
Then it's worth keeping an eye on. If you hear anything.
So will you.
You know a member of the Thread Crime Syndicate, personally.
Don't tell me you're surprised.
I'm going to start something here for a particular reason. Right now I'm kind of romancing Lucanus, but I'm going to work on something else.
With you? I thought surprise was a given.
Careful. Surprises here lead to trouble.
Trouble's not always a bad thing.
All right. Come on. If we want more gossip, we need more papers. Let's head to the south side.
And there are some items that you can read in here. Nothing in particular that's going to help or lead to any quests or anything
Since
like
I was
that.
born. Unless I'm out of the city for a job. Had a few apartments around town. The current one, it's not the lighthouse, but it's mine.
What happened in Marnus Pell? First-hand account.
Okay, so we're going to head down this way. We've already been up top up there.
You've been an investigator for a while.
It's not a short story.
You've made it this far. Is there a secret?
Trust people enough to get things done, not enough to get you killed.
And that's how you stay out of trouble?
No.
The best cereal
But it's the
in
best shot you've got.
Midden The latest chapter is here.
We'll take one.
One of Belle's cereals. Great.
Okay, and the last one's
You
just
know,
down here around the corner.
Barrett hired me not far from here. Come on, Slick.
Read it here
Stop a
first.
ritual. Save. Though, I think we've got enough.
What now?
Now I'm starving, and I know the best place in the city.
Doing all right? Huh? I'm good. Catch a show with the cobbled swan lake?
The lighthouse
Okay.
doesn't have this.
So we'll follow Nev down
A view
here.
of the water. I don't know, it helps me think. But we've got places to be. Come on.
And get our fish on a stick.
You! This fish won't eat itself. I said next time you were here it was free.
Sure thing, Hal. Next time.
Yeah, it's always something.
Joining Varric. Us. Do you really wish you'd said no?
No. I just have a bad habit of picking jobs that go sideways. You think I'd learn?
You said you take jobs worth taking?
That's what I tell myself.
This one was. The rest, we figure out as we go.
Varric said this job would end with Solus. We'd stop a ritual, then I'd walk away. But those gods escaped. Not much of a win. And if the world falls, the city goes too. It's not like I'll find work then.
Is that why you said yes? To save Minrathous?
People will tell you Minrathous is broken. And they're right. It's corrupt. Petty. Saving the world won't fix it. I take the small wins, Rook. Hal's serving fish another day. Getting past the next scrape alive. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get more. But the tables always turn. It's better if you know it's coming.
We got in over our heads, didn't we?
Same old story.
The gods weren't a twist?
I've seen worse.
Then I'm glad you stuck around.
Misery loves company.
Okay, we're going to get some approval out of that, and that's going to complete a study of Docktown quest. So her trinket got upgraded. So enemies have minus 25 to all their resistances while frozen, which is really nice for her. So next we have Nev's gift that we picked up. And after this, we're going to be proceeding on to the next main quest line and getting our new party member. Let's see who we have to talk to. Looks like just Nev.
Look who's thoughtful.
And that's going to increase her bond with us, and that's kind of what we're looking at as well. So now let's take a look at our companions. So Nev is now her bond increased. So with her, we've been focusing on Icebreaker to detonate Sundered. So we'll take the cooldown and the cooldown reduction on both. And then for myself, I believe that's the upgrades on the helms. Okay. 20%, 25% stagger with crits. The 15% light attack damage is better, even though we could get more defense and more ability damage. I don't do crits enough right now for that to matter very much, I don't think. Okay, heavy armor we don't want to wear. And our rune, 10% damage versus barrier, 10% damage versus health. This is good. So Glaciate will remove... Take Crystallize. And now we are going to track in-peace vigilance. Again, this is back in Docktown. And again, this is a point of no return for your quests. So make sure that you've gone through them all and you are ready for that choice. Okay, so I'm going to take Lucanus and Nev here. And for this, the quest is down here. And we'll check on the way down here. I'm not sure. I saw a chest kind of off to the side over here. I'm not entirely sure if I can get to that or not.
What's happening in Minrathus?
No, it's behind those gates. Okay. I know which one that is.
I am Jowin Glastrom, First Warden and Supreme Commander of Weishaupt. I received word of your team's request for Grey Warden assistance after an incursion of the Blight at Demeter's Crossing. I looked into you, an upstart assassin whose grandstanding against the Antam attracted too much attention. Sounds brazen, even for an Antivan crow.
Do you know what the Antam do to prisoners? Those people needed saving, and I didn't have time to ask for permission.
So I'm interested in hearing how an Antivan killer for hire unleashed the Blight.
I think unleashed is a little strong. It was an unfortunate side effect.
The Blight was a side effect?
Yes, of stopping the Dreadwolf, elven god of lies, from destroying the Veil. We did stop him, by the way. You're welcome.
I did not come here to listen to fairy tales. I am here because of the Blight.
Right, but it all ties together. See, when we disrupted the ritual, Solus got trapped in the Fade. But two of the elven gods got out. Elganon and Gillenane, we think. And they're blighted.
Why would elven gods be blighted?
The ancient elven gods used the Blight. That's why Solus imprisoned them. The point is that the gods are making the Blight worse. Demeter's Crossing was just the start. That's why we need the Grey Wardens.
I suspected more politicking from the remnants of the Inquisition. I see now that I was wrong.
I'm really glad to hear that.
It is clear that whatever you did to unleash the Blight has corrupted your already weak mind.
Okay, wait.
You will be taken to Weishaupt and placed under heavy guard until the danger you caused by unleashing the Blight passes.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you, I am deadly serious.
I don't have time to sit here and stroke your ego. You need to shut up and listen. The threat is real. The gods are coming and they're bringing the Blight with them.
Let me tell you something about the Blight. It is evil, it is implacable, and above all, it is predictable. The Blight has not changed in over 1,000 years. The Grey Wardens will defeat it, as they always do. And we will do so without you causing confusion with your deranged conspiracy theories. I suggest you come along quietly.
Adamant Fortress 941, Dragon. The Grey Wardens attempted to raise an army of demons. Hardly the models of good judgment yourselves, are you?
Everyone knows Warden Commander Clarel acted alone at Adamant Fortress.
Acted alone, you say? Imagine if everyone were to see the letter I discovered where you authorize her actions. I wonder how that might complicate the narrative.
Are you prepared to risk the security of the Grey Wardens for this deluded girl?
You may be surprised to learn that I care very little about the security of the Grey Wardens.
Stay away from the Blight, and do not pester the Grey Wardens with any more of your nonsense.
He seems upset. Was it something I said?
That was close. Wasn't looking forward to being dragged off to a Grey Warden dungeon. Who should I be thanking for the assist?
Magister Dorian Parvis, at your service. A mutual friend thought you might require some support.
Maevaris Talani, of the Shadow Dragons.
The very same.
What's your relation to the Shadow Dragons?
About a decade ago, Maevaris and I started a political faction called the Lucerni. We were going to change Tevinter for the better. Everyone would recognize the common sense benefits of our approach, and we'd all live happily ever after.
I take it that didn't happen.
Maevaris was framed, kicked out of the Magisterium, and the Lucerni were dissolved. So she took the movement underground.
The Shadow Dragons.
Since I still haunt the Magisterium, that makes me the Shadow Dragon's man on the inside.
So now what? The first Warden tried to have me locked up. I need the Wardens on my side.
Jowen Glastrom is not the Order. He's more politician than Warden. No Grey Warden worth the name sits in a Menrathus lounge sipping wine. You need the Wardens? Look for the ones out there fighting the Blight. In the meantime, the Shadow Dragons will keep a close watch on the Venatori. Good luck. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
Only the veil stood between us and a world of blighted darkness. But on this side, the gods could only tap a trickle. They had to turn that trickle into a flood. They sure could have used Solus's dagger to rip open the Fade. But some foolish mortal had taken it. So, they'd have to create a dagger of their own. Drowning the world in blight was just a matter of time.
Okay, so things are starting to get serious here. So we need to talk to Varric.
There you are. I haven't seen much of you lately. I was getting worried. Everything all right? Wait, that dagger. I've seen it before.
Solus was using it at the ritual site.
No, before that. Shit, it can't be. Look at it, Rook.
I have. Plenty. Ever since it hurt Harding.
Remember that story I told you about me and Hawk, Meredith and Orsino? How the trouble started in Kirkwall? On our expedition to the Deep Roads, that's what we found. That's what my brother tried to kill us for. An idol made of red lyrium. That sang a song which drove anyone who heard it mad.
Are you sure it's the same thing?
Oh, look at it. It's changed, but it's the same size. Same ring at the top. Not to mention, it's pure lyrium. No one, not even the dwarves in Orzammar, work pure lyrium like that. It's too dangerous.
If that's true, if this dagger is the red lyrium idol from your story, how did Solus cleanse it of the blight?
I have no idea. I can't believe you found it.
Oh, hey, Rook. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
You seem a little more comfortable with your new abilities. How are you feeling?
Things are weird, but I'm adjusting, I think. That's not what I came in here for, though.
All right, Harding. What's on your mind?
So, the Wardens. I know some. A married couple Varric and I met while we were tracking Solus.
I'd almost forgot about that. I really am getting too old for this shit.
You think they'll talk to us? After the first Warden and everything?
It's worth a try. I can write them and hope.
Okay. Let's see who's in our corner.
Okay, and this is going to start a Warden's best friend. And this quest here is the... Once you enter this quest, it is the no turning back point of the set of quests that started with the Vigilance quest. Okay, so to get to this, you're in the Crossroads, and you got to select who we're going with. So I believe we're gonna go with Nev and Lucanus again. It won't really matter once we get to a certain point, and you'll see what I mean by that.
We sail.
Cold. I felt it the moment the boat docked.
That's the fade going right to your bones.
Okay, so now we're in the Heights of Anthem, a new area, or Heights of Atham, a new area that's opened up. And we've got some exploration to do here. Okay, and remember, we're on the lookout for high-level blighted enemies. I don't think we're going to end up with 15 of those tiers, but enemies like that might be able to give you one, so...
Darkspawn! Let's clear them out.
Oh, we're under fire.
Darkspawn are here. The blight on this island must be running wild.
The gods want this place. They do not care how they defile it.
Okay, so we've got to go through that set of blight, but let's take care, or let's look at some other things here first. Okay, so 20% damage versus shocked. We don't need that here. We're going to head through this way.
There. Another entryway, like the one that took us to that Solus memory. There. It's happening again. We're in another of Solus's memories. Remember last time? The past really can still hurt you.
Andaran Atishan, Lassa Gilan.
Spirits, Fade friends, come forth. Enter the circle. Reveal yourselves.
Solus. Whatever.
Spirits, the Dread Wolf asks for your assistance on a crucial mission.
The false gods, the Evanuris, have overreached. I shall humble them. Within this citadel lies a relic, with the power to imprison even a god. With it, I can bring their tyranny to an end, forever.
You are spirits of chaos, disorder, and disruption. We ask you to disrupt the Citadel's defenses. Give us the opening to get that relic. For freedom!
All visions of the past. Solus sent these spirits out to fight the gods. If we're spirits of disruption, let's act like it.
I've been called disruptive a time or two.
Alright, so we're gonna make our way up here. And this is a very linear memory quest.
Spirits! How did the wolf call up so many?
Remember, they can hurt us. Stay sharp.
Okay, we'll remove those two up top. There's still one more up there, and we're going to make our way up there. Aww.
Okay. Think like a spirit of dis... We're through.
The gods told us his fortress couldn't be breached!
That's the last of them.
Okay, so finish them off using the ballista. Now we'll head back down. Now these enemies in here, for the most part, are low hit points. There's just a bunch of them. So you have to be careful not to get overwhelmed.
They bring the strength of the Fade!
We're almost through to their citadel, and the Evanuris know it.
There's a nice shot by Niv there. Can't wait until I get the time slow ability on my arrows.
They've changed their plans. Elganon may be a tyrant, but he is not a fool. That means the relic is genuine. We are close, and Elganon is afraid. Put our strongest in the vanguard. Prepare to breach the citadel. It will not be easy, but we shall win the day.
Disruption, lead the charge and do what you do best. Whatever champions the gods send against you, bring them down.
More of them.
Death to all tyrants!
Reinforcements! We need more reinforcements!
Okay, now these here, you need to kind of watch for enemies that are up top in the back.
For victory! fast! Hold fast!
Oh.
The gods send aid. This is as far as you go.
Disruption fought to the last, and it was all for nothing. We couldn't take the Citadel.
Wait, that body's me.
It was not for nothing, my friend. The distraction the spirits gave us allowed our agents to retrieve the relic.
Distraction?
No force could have breached this Citadel. But it was necessary for the enemy to believe we were committed. A heavy sacrifice, but one that gave us a real chance to end the war.
You knowingly sent all those spirits to their deaths? Solus, we're supposed to be better than that!
They died true to their nature, doing what they loved, Falasan. Let that be a comfort, that this war did not corrupt them into something different from what they were supposed to be.
A ruse. That's all it was. By this point, Solus didn't care who he sacrificed if it meant stopping the Evanuris.
I doubt it was the last time he did so either.
Let's see what this fragment can tell us.
And again, another wolf statuette. We're going to get those from all of the memories. And again, we'll kind of explore a little bit more of those once we get to... or once we get a break in this and we get our party set up and we're in the lighthouse again. So we did level up. So maximum arrows +2. Okay, and then that's going to lead us into some motivation. We did pick up another bow. So the charged attack damage I don't really care about. It's got higher damage overall. And the bow looks cool on your back. Not gonna lie. Alright, so we'll take the elevator back down to pretty close to the area that we were. And the other reason that I came up here is so I can make sure that this zip line is active, because we're going to need it. Once we start exploring a little more. So over this way, this is the opposite way from the direction we need to go.
Wisps that find you in the lighthouse is unnerving. Spite agrees.
The three of us on the same page. Well, isn't that something?
If by something, you mean also unnerving.
Let's finish this!
Don't cross the road.
Okay, and I don't think we missed that. No, it's over there on the other side. Oh yeah, we did miss it. Then activate the Fen'Harel statue. Here.
And another Fen'Harel altar.
Okay, and you're gonna see it turn, and it's up there. You can see the wolf outline up there. So for that, you need this zip line. All right. There's the wolf. Gives us a free skill point. And that is going to get us to some motivation. So 4% more damage per your maximum arrow count. So right now we're at 10 arrows down there at the bottom. So we just got a 40% damage boost because of that passive. Okay, and actually we're going to head back this way.
I keep expecting one of the floorboards to break.
Let's not linger here.
Okay, we're going to end up there here in a little bit. And there's who we're really here to deal with. So let's get him knocked out. Should be able to do it with that. Bad timing. See if we can get him staggered. There should be one more.
Well, that's done.
Oh no, it looks like he was already taken out. Okay, so we'll head up here real quick.
Every time we destroy a blight growth, I feel like I need a bath.
And we have some more enemies over there to take a look at. I think, yeah, we can. I don't know if we'll be able to make it down that way. It's up the other stairs, but we can go through here first. I don't think there's anything down this way yet.
Crystals from the Fae, or someone's dream of them? It's hard to say here.
Another tendril gone. Oh, don't let it get on you.
Yeah, see, the aim assist here is not being nice.
That's not growing back. Another tendril destroyed.
And yes, this leads us to the next champion gate. The Gate of Pale Reflections.
Dweller, seek what is hidden.
But we can't get there yet. But there is a fast travel to help us get back here later on. So now we're going to head back the original way we were and climb up the original ramp to get over to that other side. Or the original stairs, or a ladder, I mean.
How many of your cases trace back to the Venatori?
Too many, if you're hoping the cult's not a problem. Not enough if you want to blame them for every hurt the city suffers.
Of course.
If you want a less complicated answer, you won't find him in Rathus, or anywhere else.
Okay, and that pathway over to our right back there is where we're going. And this will take us up here to some more Blight enemies to fight.
Eyes open.
Enough!
Okay, we don't need the ghoul. Take the Hurlock, though. Okay, so he's almost out. We'll throw explosive daggers here. And here we have another health altar. And for this, we need to make sure that you drop this ladder down. Otherwise, you're going to have a long trip back the way that we just went. Because one of these fragments is in here. I think that's the only one in here. I think the others are both up here. There's one right there. Okay, that's through there. I'll go get it here in a second. Okay, so this last one's over there, and you get to it up here. There will be some enemies in here to deal with. Or I thought there were. Maybe they only spawn afterwards. Ah. Got an upgrade for our belts. Now we get a revival charge. Very nice to have. And our health bar just got upgraded. So we're now at 7 bars down there in the bottom corner. Definitely needed for me.
Another of those Fen Harel altars.
Death is too good. Get clear.
The weak point here is not the head, it's that bulge on its shoulder. Okay, now the glacial loop I need to look at, because once we level it up, the whole chilled and frozen thing is going to be really helpful when you've got Nev in your party. But right now, it's not that big a deal.
Not the nicest tree in here.
No, and there's nothing that you can do with this tree yet. You can see the main chest is inside of it. It'll be opened up a little bit later. But we do have another Fen'Harel statue here. And he's going to turn all the way around. Yep. And now this one I always hate. Trying to... It's over there, I think. Trying to remember where it is. I think it's in here or upstairs. No. You know, it would have helped if I'd have taken a note on this when I was doing it, because I did the same, I did the same thing last time. I wandered around for a while, trying to find it. Because the wolf isn't there, because it's right there. Yeah. The wolf doesn't show because we've already been to the location, which I think is a bad thing. We've opened up the location before it gets there. It's right there on the corner. I hate that one. Got me last time too. Okay, so I don't think we need to go any further that way. So activating any ability grants 2 more arrows. That means once we activate an ability, we can go up to 14 arrows, or up to 12 arrows. And now we are done up here. So now we can head back to our main quest point. And continue on with what we came here to do. Okay, and this will open up the mountainside alluvions. So this is the last set of alluvions I believe you have to open up and unlock. I'm just looking around here real quick. Yes. But the alluvion we're going to is over there. But I do want to check and see if there are any materials down here. Okay, it doesn't look like it, so we'll head in. Now, once you get in here, you're going to be selecting one companion. Okay. Right now, it's going to default to Lucanus, and I'm going to leave Lucanus in the party. I've been leaving him in the party for a while, and that's because of the choice I'm going to make at the end of this. Okay, once I get to the end of this, Lucanus is not going to be able to be in my party anymore for quite a while. So bringing him along on all of these to help him gain the bond as much as we can is useful.
Wardens Evka and Antoine answered our letter. They're willing to talk.
In the middle of nowhere?
Where the first warden won't notice. But if they don't listen...
Your distraction worked. Could have said it when we were farther away.
Désolé, I didn't say it was a good plan. Ah, you made it! Harding, we meet again.
Antoine, Evka, you look well.
And you must be Rook. Heard some colorful things about you.
I know, but you showed up anyway.
Well, your letter was... desperate.
Harding?
What? Aren't we desperate?
Let's hear what you've got to say.
The Elven gods are changing the Blight. Darkspawn too. There was a village, Demeter's Crossing. They overran it with the Blight in a snap. We saw the aftermath.
Whatever they're planning, it's bad. And if it involves the Blight, we need Warden help.
A change. Manipulation. That could explain. But...
You believe me?
that the Elven gods are here, and it's a lot to accept. But we've been looking into oddities with the Blight ourselves. It's altered. I can feel it. And your story...
A lot lines up.
Whatever you've heard from the First Warden, we're trying to help.
Yeah, we're getting that.
If the First Warden believes that village was an aberration, or that it did not happen as you say...
We're not exactly the First Warden's favorites. Your word and our theories won't win the whole order.
So what do we do?
If the Darkspawn are changing, Davrin might help. Even among Wardens, he's known as a monster hunter. He got pulled on a mission. Not sure what, but it's farther into the mountains. We can get you a rough location.
I married someone with good advice. You find Davrin, and we'll keep after the Blight.
Thank you. Both of you.
You can thank us if this works out.
Travel safely. We'll be in touch.
Well, I'd say we found the camp. So did some Darkspawn, looks like.
They left the fire burning.
Were they ambushed?
Easy, boy.
I'll be damned. A griffin.
Trouble is, he's not sure what you are. Neither am I.
Rook. Evka and Antoine sent us. We're looking for Davrin.
You found him. Mind telling me why you smell like Darkspawn? Griffins hunt Darkspawn.
You've got bigger problems than us. We found Blight on the tent.
What? Where are Lancet and Remy?
The camp was empty when we got here.
Hassan, to the trees!
We can help.
Try to keep up.
Alright, now Davrin has joined the party. Davrin is a fighter type.
I thought griffins were extinct.
We want the world to think that. It's why we're training in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, and as such, he can detonate weakened, and once you get him fully into your party, he can apply overwhelmed. I can detonate overwhelmed. Okay, but I can also apply weakened. Detonates overwhelmed is also something that we have on Lucanus. So we'll be able to, for now, combo weakened with my static strikes. Okay.
Hassan, don't get too far ahead.
Doesn't sound like he agrees.
If he even listens, has a mind of his own. He spotted something.
Over there.
Dead, Darkspawn. These are part of the training.
Hassan was half right.
There's no time for half wrong. Hassan, we're looking for live Darkspawn.
He understands.
Not sure he understands anything but dinner. Keep on it, Hassan. They're around here somewhere.
Okay, and very quickly here, we're going to be introduced to Hassan and Davrin's ability. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure we equip that. All of his weapon damage is converted to fire damage. Okay, a little note from Remy and Lancet.
How do we get up that?
The Griffins have been training for this sort of thing. Let's see if Hassan was paying attention.
Okay, and now we get a new tab item.
Hassan, hit that!
A useful trick. Did you teach him?
No, Lancet and Remy did. They're the Griffin Whisperers.
So you're the bodyguard?
Griffins are the Warden's greatest legacy. Someone has to protect them.
Okay, don't forget to cross the bridge here. Pick up this chest. Okay, so the Cutthroat's broadsword. Higher stagger, higher damage. The plus 15% damage versus health is nice, though. I'm going to leave it how it is. Okay, now again, as always, with Darkspawn, they're going to be spawning out of those areas there, but this one's locked, it's covered, so we need to go around the backside. So that we can shut off the spawns here. Okay, so it was the other way around. Get the front one to set off the back one.
Remy, where are you?
Okay, easy enough. I'll go talk to Remy here in a second. Just want to make sure we have everything picked up.
Remy, where are you hurt?
Everywhere. A monster came out of nowhere. Darkspawn were following it. Lancet ran ahead.
It's back?
Davrin, remember? A light touch. Hassan's still learning.
You're the trainer.
Not anymore.
We have to keep going. Let's get through here. Those two statues are the spare key. Line up the symbols.
What did you
Okay,
mean
so
by
you need to line up
that?
the symbol on there with
Something's
the symbol that
stalking Grey
matches it.
Wardens. We call it the Gloom Howler. I'm hunting it. Started happening 7, 8 months ago. Darkspawn obeyed. There's some kind of hold over them.
Okay, so we found the big bad. We're looking for the Gloom Howler here, evidently.
No time for hide and seek, Hassan. This is real.
Hassan. Does it mean something?
It's Elven for arrow. Elby grows into it.
Okay, we do have a chest up there. We won't be able to get to it until later.
More Darkspawn here.
Lancet's trying to stop the Gloom Howler. It's going after the other Griffins.
More Griffins?
Whole family. Hassan's brothers and sisters.
And it's right here to unlock this ladder. Like I say, always look behind you when it comes to BioWare. They love putting stuff behind you. Okay, just a little recognition. And there's the chest over there. Okay, Heavy Helm, once you start getting Davrin with you, you're going to be finding more heavy items than you did previously. Just because he's the fighter type.
Now I wondered what happened to them. They're mine. I like to carve.
How'd they end up here?
The Griffins. They take things to make a nest. Or play pranks. I don't know.
Okay, so now we can continue on.
The bridge is out.
This place is falling apart. There's a ladder
Another
up
Griffin
there.
strike.
That's our way through this. Good job.
Rook, you've got Darkspawn.
Make this quick. We have to get through here. Hassan can help with the fight.
Watch it, there's a big one.
I see it.
Okay, so here's the Colossal Berserker. So we'll start off with a weakened, a static strike, and then a death from above to detonate it. We'll also knock down everybody in this area because they're all kind of congregated up here. Get rid of the ranged guy while we're at it. Okay. I don't really want to throw another explosive daggers. Let's just drop a pilfer for some damage.
That cannot be good.
It's coming from the area. There's an elevator we can use to get up there.
Okay, so let's do a little exploring over here on this side. And get another chest here. Okay, the Pursuance Implements, it is medium armor, which is okay. But the plus 20 defense is relative to the Antivan Crow's allied strength. This is plus 20 per star. Since I leveled them up, I've got 3 stars, so I'm getting plus 60 defense out of this, which is really nice.
The elevator's behind that blight. Let's get through it.
And yeah, I don't... Yeah, there's some heartwood over here. That's the bridge where we crossed.
Never seen Darkspawn this bold. Unless there's a blight.
There's a blight.
Okay, now Weishap's Whale is what I'm going to change to here. It's got slightly higher physical damage, a lot higher stagger, and plus 15% light attack damage. So overall, just a straight 15% damage boost for those light attacks that rogues love to do.
He's a stubborn one.
What does this Darkspawn want with Griffins?
The real question's how it knows about them. Up until now, it only went after Wardens. Now it shows up here with a rabble of Darkspawn? These Griffins are a secret.
Okay, got some things we can search here. We're going to head up the ramp here and jump across.
Hi?
Keep moving. The area's not far.
That's gonna hurt. Okay, so let's try a pilfer here and see if we can get this animation blocked. Yeah, we did. Okay, so let's start working on the Hurlocks. I'll throw a static strikes to detonate. Definitely like stacking that bleeding to get that damage over time going. Okay, so we'll just search out here real quick. We do have another ranged enemy up there on the stairs.
That was the last one.
Over there. A body. Under the blight boil.
We better take a look.
Okay, so just a little bit of searching around here before we activate this, and we find the body.
I want this thing's head on a pike.
Okay, and this was the last of the Wardens. So now we need to confront the Gloomhowler here.
What is that?
Meet the Gloomhowler. Exploding darkspawn? What is this?
Like I said, this blight's different. Everything's wrong.
Easy enough to get them at range.
I can hear the other griffins. Let's get in there.
Or Heartwood, or up Imperial Weave. And now we find the Griffins.
More griffins. We have to get them out of there.
Can't. Some kind of blood magic on these locks. It's okay, Hydus. Calm down. You too, Rumtail. We'll come back for both of you.
Okay, so we can't rescue them yet. Now we're about to get into a big fight here. And there are a couple of ways to propagate this fight. I tend not to want to go out there. Take out as much as I can beforehand, and then I spawn them in, and I tend to fight them here. Because now we got a couple of Hurlocks. And I can let them come to me in here. Just range them down. Okay? They'll eventually come into here. But what this is doing is also keeping me safe from the ranged enemies that are out there. Oh, come on. And once the two Hurlocks are dead, then you can move out. And deal with everybody else a lot more safe. Okay, so we'll do a little looking around, and now you find the Frenzied Ogre, and he's down below me. Right there. I'm gonna bring him up here. So I can fight him up here. Okay, I prefer not to fight him in such close quarters. There we go. Okay, so still have some time to go. His armor is almost entirely gone. So... let's... change to crystallize and we'll activate... that will end that. You see how powerful the crystallize rune is, because it can even freeze some of the highest level non-boss enemies in the game. So I believe that Davrin picked up a new weapon here. Much better. Guardian has a trinket slot, doesn't really matter as much. Yeah, not using that. Not using that. Or that. It's still less healing, right? And I would get rid of my revival charge. Okay, so... no, the Glacial Loop is only going to be useful when Chilled comes into play, which I'm not stacking right now. Hold on just a second. I have an unexpected knock at my door. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. An unexpected package that I didn't order, but I know where it came from, so... okay, and Cutthroat Sword, we aren't going to be dealing with either. So we do have a skill level up, it looks like. Yes. So, right now... we're probably better off since we're using strike abilities now. We'll do that.
So it can talk.
I'll spill mine before that happens.
And I'll collect, Warden. On both of you.
Leave these animals alone. They aren't yours.
They've always belonged to me. Mortal threats are a dull blade.
There are only 13 griffins alive in Thetis. That monster just took 12 of them.
What if we could help get them back?
I'd ask. What's the catch?
I need a monster hunter. For the Blight to end all Blights.
The first Warden agreed to this?
I don't need permission to save the world.
I do. Usually.
These are unusual times.
Well, you did save Hassan back there, so you're no lightweight. And if you can help get the other Griffins back...
He likes the idea.
He's hoping you brought food. All right. Come on, Hassan. Let's get to know our new friends.
Okay, that's going to end a Warden's best friend, and we're immediately going to get a cutscene. It's going to lead you into the choice.
So this is where you live, huh? In the Fade?
Yeah, it's cozy. And the gods can't find us here.
Right. Never going to get used to that.
We'll find you and Hassan a nice... What's wrong?
A lot. The Viper just sent word. Minrathous is under attack by a blighted dragon.
Has to be the one we saw at Demeter's Crossing.
Well, one of them has to be.
What do you mean, one of them?
Taya also got in touch. Another dragon is attacking Treviso too.
Mierda.
You got back just in time.
Then grab your gear and let's go.
Go where? We cannot be in two places at once. Treviso's a merchant city. It has no defenses, and the canals run everywhere. If we don't stop that dragon, people will die. Innocent people. Our people. They either die right away from the dragon, or slowly after, from blight in the water. We need to go to Treviso.
And leave Minrathous to burn?
Nev.
The Shadow Dragons will fight, right to the end of it. But we're the only ones keeping the Venatori in check. And if we fail, the Venatori will take advantage. They'll make a push for the throne, and hand the gods the entire Tevinter Empire.
Is there any chance we can...
Damn it! There's no time! I need to go home. I need to be in Minrathous.
And I must go to Treviso. Go where you feel you must, Rook. We cannot wait.
What's our move, Rook?
And here's the choice. There are a bunch of ramifications of this choice. If you help Minrathous, then Treviso is going to be devastated. That means a lot of things I talked about earlier. The merchants are gone. It's much harder to increase faction rep. And Lucanus will be gone for a very long time. He won't come back until Act 9, I think. The other ramification there is that you will not be able to romance Lucanus. If you're in even if you're not in a relationship with him, which we have started, but if you're not in a relationship with him, you will not be able to romance him. He has time for nothing else except for rebuilding Treviso. If you help Treviso, then the same things happen at Minrathous, with a couple of major exceptions. One, it's not impossible to romance Nev, but it's really, really hard to do it. Two, the Shadow Dragon headquarters gets completely destroyed in Minrathous, which means that a lot of the NPCs that are there are killed. So getting quests and things like that is a lot harder to get faction rep in Minrathous, whereas in Treviso, the headquarters of the Antivan Crows remains intact. You've just got the vendor that's missing. The city's obviously devastated, but the rest of... It's easier to acquire quests if you save Minrathous and let Treviso burn. So we're going to go with Minrathous. We've already got the max faction rep in Treviso, which is what we wanted to do, so we don't care about how hard it may or may not be to increase faction rep there. We've already done everything that we need there. We weren't able to get enough materials to upgrade the shop to level 4, but like I said, much later on down the line, we'll be able to buy any of those things that we want for the final upgrades once we get the Black Emporium unlocked. So we're going to head to Minrathous.
We help Nev in Minrathous.
But the Treviso civilians...
Yeah, I know. I don't like it either. But if the Venatori take control of Tevinter, it's gonna get a whole lot worse. That said, 2 of you should go to Treviso. See if you can help Lucanus get the civilians to safety. And we'll head to Minrathous.
Understood.
Let's all try to make it through this alive, alright?
And now you have to pick your party. And because we are saving Minrathous, Nev has got to be one of our party members. Lucanus will not be available, and he will not be available for quite a while. So Nev detonates Sundered, so we need either some way to apply Sundered or another combo, and that means we're going to have to bring Davrin along to detonate Weakened from my static strikes. Nev is really going to be there for her time slow ability and her healing. And we're going to need her, the time slow, more than we will probably need the healing up until the final fight. And then we're definitely going to need the healing. So we'll take Davrin along with us.
Circling the Anderfels grounds.
Okay, and that's going to get us the On Blighted Wings quest. It's the same quest regardless of whether you're here or whether you're in Treviso, but we do want to upgrade the skills on Davrin. And that's because we have an Applies Overwhelmed ability here, and I can detonate Overwhelmed with my Pilfer ability, which would also get me health. So it's a very good pairing for me. I can apply something that he can detonate with Weakened, and he can apply something that I can detonate with Pilfer, which doesn't use momentum. It's just a cooldown. Okay, so we're going to focus on these two, and that means the damage versus armor is going to be huge, and the stagger plus 100, that's not as big in the final fight, and I don't really care about the intermediate fights. So what's the next one up here? Stagger plus 50, so it's not going to matter. So I'll take this one.
Hurry!
Okay, so just check around to make sure there's nothing behind me. Okay, before you slide down, pick this up.
Watch out!
I was expecting it to be bad, but...
No time to waste. We need to find Nev.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and get rid of this mage right now. There we go. And the reason for that is because he can get serious healing back, whereas these guys can't. They get healing back, but the amount that they get back isn't nearly as big. And that's because, again, we chose not to take out the crystals. I think there's a health potion out here. There is. Might as well go in full health. I agree. That's why we're here. We should get some dark spawn over here. Yes, there they are over on the far side.
Look, you turned up. We could use the help.
The dragon's tearing up the city, and the Venatori are taking advantage of the chaos to seize control. I've heard they've made it all the way to the Archon's palace.
Forget the Venatori for now. We need to stop the dragon. We can't fight it while it's flying. We need to ground it. If we can keep it here, we can stop it from destroying the city.
All right. Let's see if I can get its attention.
Alright, so we're gonna have... Now Nev has joined our party again. And let's make sure... that she's outfitted and has all of her stuff. Okay, so she's good. So let's go ahead and take care of these Venatori here.
Venatori!
Okay, and I'll apply weaken. This is going to apply to multiple enemies, and then Davrin will combo that. And that also applies frozen, which means I can get rid of him pretty quick.
Chaos, decay, the past in ruin, and the last few mortal servants of the Dreadwolf.
Gillenane.
We need only one thing from you. Surrender it, and you may go. Give up the Dreadwolf's dagger.
Come get it.
By force, then. Whatever remains of you will become my new creations.
Now this fight kind of sucks, okay? But you can minimize a bit of it. You do not have to completely kill him, and that's the first thing to realize. We're definitely going to start with a combo. We're not going to let Nave use her abilities. I want to keep her replenish ability on availability for me as we go through this, because the hits that get dealt out here are pretty harsh.
A strange feeling.
Right. That's unexpected. What should we do?
What we came to do.
Okay, and I took that one because of bad timing. Okay, now here you have a chance. The magenta icons are weak points. Okay, it's vulnerable to cold damage. So this is one of the times when I'm going to, well, actually I'm not. I'm going to use replenish because my health is down so low. I'm going to go ahead and, ooh, boy, I would love to combo that though. I think I am. I think I'm going to combo the weak point. Oof, this is, I'm going to have to get out of here quick though. Yep, I knew that wasn't going to work. I just knew it. So, that was bad. Ow. Okay, so more weak points. And see, that's the problem, is that to focus on the weak points at this point, I don't have time slow on my archery shots, which would make it a lot easier for me to aim and spend momentum to hit those. I hope I'm not about to get hit here again, because what I want to do is set up. I didn't change. Oh, that was not great. I did not change his abilities. I don't have overwhelmed on his abilities. That was a mistake. And I didn't get out of the way. Didn't get out of the way of that. Like I say, the timing is... Okay, so let's see if we can just drop an icebreaker there. He's vulnerable to, they're vulnerable to cold. So I'll wait on Davrin until I get enough momentum here to apply the final static strike. Should be getting pretty close to the time when they'll leave. So I'm gonna just trigger a weak point and have Davrin attack that target. Oh. Bad timing. I'm not going to be able to get enough momentum back. I need to just trigger this and hope I get him down enough where he takes off. And it's on the wrong side.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Hey, Dave, welcome. Sorry I didn't see us kind of concentrating there.
But it's wounded.
We were so close. I know we can beat that thing. If only we were faster, or figured out its weaknesses a little quicker.
And we have to keep it grounded.
Take the win. Dragon's still out there, but it could have been worse. It would have been worse if you weren't here.
There's another dragon in Treviso. Maybe there's still time.
Let's go. Hold on, Lucanus. We're on our way.
So the fight with those dragons is all about the timing, making sure you have a dodge or a deflect available at the time you're ready to use it.
We chased away the dragon in Minrathous. Did you kill the one?
We did not.
That monster flew around the city for hours before it left, utterly out of reach.
It rained ice on the city and spread blight in the canals.
And while this was happening, you chased a dragon out of Tevinter instead of the one attacking your own city.
These are our people, Rook. I returned to find them suffering under the Untom, and now they rampage in the aftermath while blight chokes our city. Tell me you don't want blood for this.
Viago, Lucanus, I'm so...
Don't, Rook. Just don't. We'll be lucky if the blight doesn't spread. You know Treviso was never built to withstand something like this.
There is a reason I keep telling you to stop and think, Rook.
So why act like one more crow could have done anything?
Because you always think of something. You always do. Except this time.
Perhaps someone should have strangled these gods long ago. But I do not care for what could have happened while this city bleeds. And I would rather have Rook's help than not. Wouldn't you?
What I want does not matter. Better to focus on what Treviso needs.
Lucanus, you know I'll do whatever I can for you.
No, Rook. I don't. And I don't have the heart for anything but helping Treviso. I'm done. I'll find you when I can be spared. Don't wait for me.
All right.
Okay, and that's going to end on Blighted Wings. And you saw there at the end, Lucanus no longer has time for a romance with us. Okay, we did upgrade this short bow, which is better in damage than the Dauntless Great Bow, so we'll equip it.
Blighted dragons, Darkspawn obeying the Venatori? Maybe Solus will know something.
Okay, and we're getting closer and closer to the time when we want to start redoing our skills, but for right now, still not too worried about the exact characterizations here. So let's do one last thing before we end here. Let's look through our companions. So Lucanus has to reset his skills. Now he's not going to be available to us as a party member for a while, but this is what the other change because of us defending Minrathous. Lucanus has become hardened, and that means he's not able to use healing abilities anymore. They're locked out. Can't use them. But that also means that some of his other abilities have gotten stronger. And that's because now, instead of doing 20% damage to Barry, he's doing 50%. Okay, on all of these, he's now gaining gaining a bonus to the amount that he does to barriers. And that's another reason that I chose to save Minrathous, is because Lucanus is going to be with me at in the end game, and having stronger abilities is going to be nice for him. And I'm not going to be using him for his healing at all, because at that point we're going to be almost unkillable. I'll be using him for his Adrenaline Rush. None of those abilities are hardened, but they don't need to be. These will be kind of bonuses that I'll get out of any time else that we're using Lucanus. But so you have to redo your skills that you're picking with him, and I'm going to start focusing on the Adrenaline Rush line because that's where I'm going to end up going with him. So drop the cooldown. This is once per every 60 seconds. Adrenaline Rush may trigger automatically. This has nothing to do with the cooldown that goes along with it that you see on screen. So this is a possibility that I'm going to get a free Adrenaline Rush out of it, which is always nice to have. Don't worry about the side skills yet. Enhanced damage is 10%, and the duration is plus 25%. All incredibly useful. As far as pairing goes, Abominate is still nice to have for the knockdown. The Detonate's Overwhelmed, I can do that with Pilfer for right now. So the Debilitate Applying Sunder is the next thing that we want to do with Lucanus. So we're going to get increased barrier, and critical damage isn't very useful. So we're definitely going to want to get the additional momentum here. Okay, so we'll take the momentum there whenever it activates. Davrin's skills, and again, I didn't change to his Heroic Strike ability, but I want to up these two. So Stagger plus 50 is nice. An additional 100% Stagger we'll take on the combo, and we need to make sure we change his skill out. We don't care about Battle Cry. We want Heroic Strike. Nev has 2 points available. Still want to focus on her healing for now. Resistant is nice. So what does it qualify as low health? Lower than 30%. And the last thing we'll do is look at ourselves here, and we picked up another rune, and that's the Upend rune. So we have all of our defensive resistances, which we don't have a lot of right now, become offensive damage bonuses for the same type. And you get a plus 5% to all resistances. So we would basically gain a plus 5% offensive damage of all those same types. But Crystallize is very, very useful. So I think that's going to get us to a good point to save. And pick up again next week. So next week we're going to look at the ramifications of what we've done here in Treviso. We're going to have a bunch of exploration to do because none of the waypoints are available to us anymore. They have to be unlocked again. Okay, so we're going to have a bunch of exploring that we're going to have to do, and some new areas will open up for us here in Treviso as well. So that's probably where we're going to focus next week, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, as always, want to say thank you all for being here. I love all of the input that y'all give me. Thank you very much, because without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying, until next time, fare thee well.